So on Earth at this time, there's a lot of emphasis on finding who you are, being yourself, and all these phrases. But at the same time, they're teaching you to stay conflicted inside. How messed up is that, right? They want you to stay in war with yourself inside while they're talking about being yourself, being free, like Statue of Liberty and stuff. Why? Because they want you to stay out of focus. They want you to stay out of focus from your inner self or inner world. What do I mean by this? So the analogy is, let's say you know your shoe size and you ask for the shoe size in the store that is popular, that is trending. That's kind of like a wannabe brand for everyone right now in your age group or in your society or in your community or however you resonate. And they only got a little tiny bit smaller than your size. Something's a little bit uncomfortable. But it was your dream shoe. Where is this dream coming from? Dream comes from that tricky subconscious programming. So now it has become your dream. And even though it's not your size, even though it's not making you feel comfortable, you want to have ownership over it. You want to have possession over it. You want it. You want to have it. You want to claim that it's yours. You see what I mean? So you take it home. You call it your baby. I got my baby from this brand finally today. And you're trying to wear it. It's uncomfortable as hell. But you need to show off to everyone that you got it. You have it. You own it. You possess it. You see what I mean? And so now what are you going to do? You're going to wear that shoe. Go out. Stay up all night. Come home. Realizing this fucking shoe is damn pretty as hell. Damn popular as hell. But it's not my fucking size. So I wasn't able to enjoy my fucking night. Why? Because it kept hurting me. But I got to compromise this pain, the wound, all the blisters and all that stuff on my feet to look good on the outside. To look like I'm living my fucking dream right now. I look shining right now. But you know what? I wasn't able to fucking enjoy my night. Why? Because the pain kept asking for my attention. I had to pay attention to the pain constantly. So I wasn't able to be free. You know what I mean? That's what we mean by attachment. That's what the society wants you to be. And it's tied into chasing after, compromising yourself to fit in to something that is defined, set as better for you by the outside authorities. We end up chasing it without realizing. And in schools, what do? They make you wear uniforms in a lot of schools. British international schools in a lot of Asian countries. They're way more expensive. But parents are dying to send their kids to that. Why? Because we've been conditioned for years that they were the imperialists. They were the masters who governed these countries, enslaved them. And without them realizing, even though they were craving for freedom, that mentality, that belief system, that conditioning has been handed down, still existing. So they think international schools are better. For example, they have a special uniform, for example, for some schools. In China, yeah, uniforms. In Korea, uniforms. Where is uniform coming from? Uniform, one form. They call it the unity. Fucking hell. You know what I mean? It's conformity. They're getting rid of uniqueness, individuality, all that shit. You gotta listen to the teacher who's the authority in your classroom. If you raise your hand at a wrong time, even though you got questions, your curiosity will be demonized. You're gonna be punished for that. So you stop questioning. You stop being curious. You start to blame yourself for having these curiosities and weird questions now. You see what I mean? Because teacher was scolding you, putting you in fear. I told you not to speak when I'm talking, and there will be Q&A sessions later. You gotta wait until then. You see what I mean? You're being penalized. Fucking hell. And they talk about the history, the freedom, all the stuff. So what is this creating? This is all creating inner fucking conflict. Kids are confused. Teenagers are confused. The youngsters. They're like, what the fuck? I want to be free, but I'm not free. I'm exhausted from going to school. You know what I mean? I got too many homework that I don't got time to explore myself. I don't got time to feel my feelings. I don't got time to process my emotions. I don't got time to play, to explore my curiosity. I don't got time to pursue or to express my passion and explore. So what is this putting people into? Uniformity. That is conformity. You got to look like everyone else. If you don't, you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be penalized. You're going to be punished. You see what I mean? So we learn. We've been conditioned to fit in on a subconscious level. On a subconscious, meaning you're doing this without your awareness, without you constantly realizing that you're doing it sometimes. You know what I mean? So that's why it's very important to allow yourself the time, the energy, meaning invest in your energy, in yourself, until you find what's comfortable, what's fitting for you that is unique. You got to find it yourself. You know what I mean? You know who you are. You're going to wear the clothes. You're going to wear that, shoe. If it's not fitting, you're not in one, you're not in flow, you're not in alignment. And it's going to constantly ask you for your attention. And what is that? The pain, the wound, that blister, the discomfort for wearing the size of clothes that's too tight. That's not for you. You know what I mean? But you're going to be like, but I'm too this, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too this, I'm too that. Too much. I'm too big, I'm too small, whatever. It's all in the subconscious. It's all in the subconscious. So what are you going to do now? You're going to be like, I'm fucking tired of this game. I'm going to go and find myself until what makes me feel uncomfortable, what makes me feel comfortable. Knowing that is the beginning. Ain't for me. It's for me. You know what I mean? That's finding who you are. It makes me feel ignited with fucking passion inside me, the fire inside me. I'm fucking joyful. I don't count times or days when I'm in it. I'm that loving it. That's something. You're going to have to find it your way. But first, you have to know what's making you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And start getting rid of it. You see what I mean? Too small, too tall, too fat, too ugly, too this, too much. You're going to get rid of it. All these talks, projections, they're settled as your belief systems without you realizing. All the fears of others, the fears of the teachers, the fears of the parents, the fears of the adults, the fears of certain authorities who've been projecting their fears onto you because they chose to conform. They chose power over people rather than finding power within. It's all tying in together. Your self-worth, your self-love. You're not compromising any discomfort anymore. You're not compromising yourself, meaning you're not abandoning yourself. You're not abandoning yourself to choose others over you. You know what I mean? The pleasing tendencies that we all being conditioned with. Step by step. See what's making you feel uncomfortable. Even if it's a tiny bit. But you weren't able to express that. Why? Because it made you terrified of telling someone that it's making me uncomfortable. Why? Because you were going to be penalized, punished, condemned, hated, criticized, judged for it, and not being chosen by them, which is validation from others. You were not going to get it. So you were going to feel all alone, ostracized, bullied, hard to live. So that's the pattern still going on heavily on earth at this time. So what are you going to choose to align yourself with? Are you going to look into your discomforts, your pain that's constantly asking you for attention until you get rid of them one by one, until you find what makes you feel like yourself, meaning comfortable within your own self, and feel lighter. Feel lighter. That's why you used to feel heavy. You were tormented. You were conflicted, meaning fragmented. They tell you one thing, they make you do another. You see, that's a fucking manipulation. Gaslighting. All that shit. So, understand this game and let's get it. Peace.